Okay, y'all. So, boom, we finna get right into it of basically how I went on a date with this man, and then I know he had one arm into like the third date. Yeah. I was not paying no attention. Everybody be saying like, how did you not know he had one arm? How did you just... I'm like, I wasn't looking at that. He was doing everything normal. He was opening the door for me, doing all the nice stuff that people do to people. And I'm just like, I didn't think to look and be like, oh, you only have one arm? No, because to me, it seemed like he had two because it didn't change nothing. But basically how it happened is like, we met at this lounge in Houston. And, mind you, I was looking at him crazy when we first met because it's hot in Houston, and it's clearly hot in lounges and clubs because it's Houston. So I'm already thinking like, why do he got this big jacket on? Like, what's going on? But I'm like, maybe that's just his style. Like, maybe he's one of the people that gotta wear a jacket everywhere he go, blah blah. So I'm like, cool, didn't think nothing of it. Boom, we go on our first date and we go out to eat or something, and y'all, I still didn't think nothing. Like, his arm was just like, he had on the jacket again, but we're going to a restaurant, it'd be cold, so cool. And it was just sitting down there, and then like he was eating. But you know how people tell you not to have your elbows on the table and stuff, so I'm thinking like that's what he was doing low key. But I really was not paying no attention. Like, when I go back and think about it, I was not thinking of that. I was just really enjoying my food, the conversation, and we were just talking, vibing or whatever. He opening the doors. Like, I just did not realize that he did not have one arm. And yeah, mind you, he came and picked me up, and I think it's on his left side. So he was like, I just did not realize. So boom, the second day, I think we get some more food or something, and we were just talking. Like, I still did not realize, because mind you, I never seen this man take his shirt off, nothing. Like, we was just chilling. And then he invited me to go to a boat party, quote unquote, a boat party. And I'm like, cool, I'll go. I tell my friend to come with me. We go, y'all. Why this boat party? And I'm thinking like, we gonna go to a real boat party. So I got on a swimsuit. We got on cover up, stuff like that. Yeah, we get to this boat party. It is this man's auntie's 50th birthday party. They have on jeans and matching t-shirts. So I'm looking like, why would you invite me here to your family event when you knew? And then and crazy, because I'm the type of person that asks. I said, am I putting on swimsuit because it's a boat party, right? He like, yeah. What? So that right there had already pissed me off low key. I was really blowed, but the whole time I ended up having a good time with them, his aunties and all them. But it was just like, why? Like, now I look like a hoochie mama for real, and this is your family, like. But yeah. But yeah, we gets there, and he couldn't wear no long sleeve there. He couldn't wear no long sleeve. And that's when I think he was walking around like making drinks or like just doing little stuff. And I looked at my friend, she looked at me, and I'm like, bro, this man only got one arm. And she was dying laughing at me because of the simple fact that I had been going on dates with him and I had no clue that he only had one arm. So it really was just very awkward after that, because it's like, to me, that's something that you tell somebody. That's something that you tell people. You don't just go around and do stuff. Like, what if I was a rude person and felt some type of way? It just would have been all bad. But basically, I think that night or the next day, no, it was that night, because I know he was thinking about it after he dropped us off. He had texted me and was like, I really appreciate you, because I know that you know now that I only have one arm, and I just want you to know and clarify that I was born this way and blah blah blah. And I'm just like, so you knew what you were doing. You knew. And you were trying to like love bomb me first or something to get me to fall in love with you, and that way I could just say forget the arm. Like, I wouldn't have judged you, honestly, if you would have just came up with it, because I would have respected you more for saying me, friend, from the jump, hey, I only got one arm, so if there's gonna be an issue, cool, because somebody gonna like you. You got kids, so somebody definitely did like you. So, but anyway, that's how I ended up getting finessed with a one-arm king. So in Houston, you guys to be careful. Make sure you wash them hands.
The day my brothers and I were put into foster care, the Department of Children and Family Services came to our home, and they put all of our clothing in black trash bags to take with us. And then they took us to the local Walmart. and they bought us socks, underwear, and a toothbrush. And as we're leaving that Walmart, me and my baby brother are holding hands because that's what we were taught to do. And this other adult walks up and picks him up and starts walking away with him. And I think that he's being kidnapped. So I start kicking and screaming. I'm hauling butt trying to get to this adult, trying to get him back. And I'm grabbing him and I'm pulling him out of her arms. And I am screaming bloody murder. And finally, the other adult that was with us finally catches up and she grabs me around my waist and she said, "Stop it. Stop it right now." I'll never forget it. I hear that in my head sometimes. And she said, "He's not going with you. He's fine. Stop it." And I'm screaming. I said, "No, you can't take him. You cannot take him from me. He's my brother. No, you can't take him from me." And they put me in the back of the van and they strapped me in. And I'll never forget it. They shut that door and I look over at my other brother and I said, "What is happening?" And he said, "I don't know. I don't know. Where are they taking him?" But we didn't know. So then we go to the home that brother is going to be placed at. And when we get there, they tell me, they say, "You wait here and don't you pull any of that stuff that you just pulled. He's staying here. You're not." And they took him inside. They walked him in. I didn't even get to meet the people that he was going to live with. Right? I just had to sit in the van. Now, this is in the 90s, so we're not allowed to just leave kids in the car anymore, but that's what they did back then. And then they drop him off, and then they come out, and they take me to where I'm going to be. And as they're dropping me off, they tell her, they said, "Hey, this one, she's wild, and you got to watch her, okay? And she's a biter, so just know that." And the lady looks over at me, and she said, "Well, she's not going to act like that with me." Well, now I'm scared, right? I'm by myself. I don't know these people. And you've just told this lady that I'm a problem. I've never been a bad kid a day in my life at this point, all right? But you're telling this lady I'm a problem. So I just sat there quietly. That night, she was making supper for me. It was after they had already eaten supper, and I was hungry. And she asked me what I wanted, and I said macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. I think that's what I said. And I had never really had that before, but I remember hearing kids like in my kindergarten class, they had eaten that. And she said, "Do you want ketchup on it?" But I was too scared to say no, and I said yes. And so my first meal in that home was macaroni and cheese and hot dogs with ketchup all over it. It was disgusting, but I ate every single bit of it. One, because I was hungry, and two, because I was scared not to.
What my 14, almost 15-year-old daughter cannot do as a semi-strict parent. Also, I do want to say that there is reasons behind why she can't do certain things, but I'm not going to give you those reasons. You can just be mad at me. I don't care. So she's not allowed to have Roblox, and I know a lot of people, especially young kids, are going to be like, "Why can't she have Roblox?" I just don't think Roblox is necessary. I don't think that... I've seen certain things on Roblox, okay? And I just don't agree with what I've seen on Roblox. So she cannot have Roblox. She's not allowed to have Snapchat or Instagram. She did have Instagram, but she got it taken away. Because for a very, very valid reason that she knows why and I know why. So no Snapchat, no Instagram. She does have TikTok because she monetizes off of TikTok and she is allowed to make her own money on there. And I want all my kids to be successful. And if they're able to monetize off... Wow. If they're able to monetize off something, then why not, you know? Although her TikTok is connected to my phone as well. I do not really go through her messages or anything. I just go into her TikTok to see her stats and how she's doing. But other than that, I don't really go through her messages. Unless I feel like she's being a little shady or suspicious or weird, I will. But usually I don't find anything. So she's not allowed to have sleepovers. Like, she cannot go sleep over. And personally, I would rather much like to know the kids' parents before anyone sleeps over at my house. That's just personal preference. I just don't... I get very overstimulated with my own kids, and I don't need more kids to be overstimulated with, you know? I also hate to be responsible for other people's kids. I don't know why, but it's just like, if something bad happens, like let's say they fall outside, I'm gonna be the one blamed for it because I was supposed to be watching them. She's not allowed to use public transportation. Sorry for the background noise. My baby's going wild with his toy. She's not allowed to use public transportation, meaning like if her friends are going on the bus or the train or whatever it is, she's not allowed to go. That's just, I don't want anything bad to happen. And in our neighborhood lately, there's been like crazy things happening on public transportation. It's not that I don't trust her. It's just that I don't trust other people. She does have screen time on her phone, meaning like her phone locks at a certain time at night. And that is just to prevent her. She doesn't have a bedtime, but that's just for her to prevent her to not be on her phone all night, and she can get a good night's sleep. Before, she did have a longer time limit for like certain apps, but slowly I'm trying to be a little bit more lenient on that. I don't really like her going to anywhere if there's going to be a lot of boys. I understand that she has guy friends, but if there's a boy that like she's showed interest in, which she's pretty honest with me about that, then I probably will be like, you need to take your brother with you type thing. Because she does make money, I do make her be responsible for certain things, like pretty much everything in her room she has bought in pretty much on her own, other than like certain shoes, certain clothes, stuff like that. We still buy her stuff. But if it's something super expensive that she really wants, or like just not a necessity, like for instance, I'll give you an example. She wanted to rearrange her whole entire room, and to me that's a privilege. And she wanted to buy new dresser, new desk, new this, new that. She bought it all because I don't feel like I have the money for those type of things, especially when we're trying to focus on paying other things. So she paid for everything in her room that she wanted. She's not allowed to have a boyfriend until she can prove that she's mature enough, and she has not proven that yet. So hopefully after her quinceañera, her mindset will change a little bit. I know that she's had quote unquote boyfriends or friends that she's like admitted to me that she's like, you know, had a thing with or whatever. But I just don't like labels. I think labels allows kids to do other things that they should not be doing. She's not allowed to go out with her friends unless I know exactly where the heck she's going. I think that's just a given. The other day she did kind of irritate me because it takes 10 seconds to message your parents where you're going. And the other day was one of the very first times I actually let her go out. Like before, one of my rules was she cannot go out with her friends past the park, the little park that we have in our apartments. Okay. I was very trustworthy of her and told her, yes, you can go to the pools with your friends. They said that they were going to go to the store. She ended up going to get something to eat rather than going to the store. The way that I found out was that she posted a TikTok, and it really upset me, not more so mad, but very disappointed because I gave her my trust. And then you didn't take 10 seconds out of your day to let me know, hey, I'm going to go get something to eat. Like, you should be texting your parents where you guys are going at all times, because I would have, like, what if something happened to her and I would have thought she was at the store that she told me she was going, and I would have been like, oh, check the cameras there. But I would have had no idea to check the cameras at the food place that they were at. So you guys see what I'm saying? Like, it takes 10 seconds to message your parents. Just message them. I don't care if you're going up the road. Message your parents. Say, I'm going up the road. I'm going here. I know it sounds annoying and seems annoying, but if something ever happens to you, at least we can have, you know, to keep track of where you're at if something happens. The last place you were seen. I know this is probably not like super bad, but I do try to make her order her own food at the restaurant because I think it teaches kids to be independent. She does get kind of like anxiety, but I think over the years of us making her order her own food, it has helped her be a little bit less, have a little bit less anxiety. So I know people are probably like, well, if she has anxiety, why would you make her do that? Because you need to get over your fears. Also, coming back to the restaurant thing, we also have this like rule for all of the kids, actually, not just her, that if you get soda, you don't get dessert because it's just too much freaking sugar. So usually the kids will opt for dessert and they will get water. I don't know if that seems way too much, but like that's just my opinion. Like they don't need to be all up on all that sugar. No, especially caffeine and sugar and then more sugar. No, thank you. If she chooses to stay home instead of going out with the family and we decide we're going to go get something to eat, I'm not bringing you anything back. You should have went as a family. I take family time seriously. And if you are choosing not to spend time with your family, then you can eat at home because there's food at home. If you have an attitude with me, that's an automatic removal of your phone. Like, why are you even having an attitude with me? I'm not even doing anything to you. You're just having an attitude. Sometimes though I do give her a chance and like let her explain why she's having an attitude, but if she can't explain why she's having an attitude, you're giving me your phone. Also, I do have a limit on snacks for the kids, and I know people are going to say that that's wrong. We should not restrict anything from our kids, that we should my kitchen is freely, like you can go in there and grab whatever snacks you want. No. We are responsible as parents for our kids' health. And kids these days want to eat nothing but hot Cheetos and chips and this and that and cookies, and we are responsible for our children's health. So if your child ends up getting diabetes because of eating too much or too much sugar or stuff like that, that is on us. That is on us because we're the ones that buy the food. We're the ones that, it's in our house. So yes, I do have a limit on certain things with snacks wise. Now, if they have their own money and they want to buy their own snacks, more power to them. More power to them. But when I buy snacks, they're literally gone in 2 days. 2 days. A whole box of chips is gone in 2 days. So, yeah. That's why I have slight restrictions on those. With that being said, I'm pretty sure there's a couple more things that might come up to mind later. But those are my main things for my daughter and for all my kids in general when they reach a certain age. I think after her quinceañera, things will be changing and she'll be able to have a little bit more trust and do a little bit more things. But until then, she needs to prove that she will get those things.
I figured it out. He's gay. My dad is gay on the low. But let me tell y'all why I cut my sperm donor off, aka my father, aka he doesn't deserve that title. I have not talked to him in years. Like years. Like I can't even remember the last time I talked to him. Basically, growing up, I was a daddy's girl. Okay. But my dad was always in and out of jail, right? So my mom would just paint this good picture of him like whenever he was in jail, oh look what your daddy sent you. Girl, no, she would literally wrap presents and put him under the tree and say they were from him. So like the whole she would just make him like look and sound so good, right? So she literally made me delusional. Like, girl, whole time he was not shit. Okay, so fast forward, like he would always get girlfriends, and then whenever he would break up with them, he would get girlfriends, he wouldn't talk to me, and then whenever he would break up with them, he would start talking to me again, like, oh my god, hi, like I missed you, I love you, and that went on for years and 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 years, right? And then it was this one incident, like this big incident, that I was just like, oh, fuck you, because one, okay, like you're cutting me off for a bitch. That's why I don't play none of that shit now. Like, even though, like, I don't fuck with my dad, I'm so glad that he was my first heartbreak, and I'm so glad that he made me the girl that I am today, because now that, like, I have a man and shit like that, I don't put up with shit. Even before I had my man, any guy that I would talk to, I'm so quick to fucking leave. If I didn't leave and that guy was dogging me out, trust me, I was dogging the fuck out of him. Baby, look, I have my mom's heart, but I have my dad's attitude, and my mom tells me all the time I should have been a guy. She tells me I should have been a guy. Yup. Clock it. Yep. So don't give a fuck. I speak, see, she knows. So, I have siblings. My dad has, so that I know, 5 kids. I don't know if he has more. I don't know. So, my little brother, mine and Josiah's little brother, he was in a stage when he was little where he would like scratch, right? And like I would come home with scratches, and my mom would be like, Like, my mom would never tell him to, like, for me to, like, do things back to him. But my dad told me, next time he does something to you, do something to him back. So, he was with his wife, or I think girlfriend at the time. But look, before she was his wife, or before she became his baby mama, me and Josiah loved her, bro. Like, she was so nice. Like, even my mom loved her. Like, my mom's not a hating ass girl. Like, no. My mom liked her and, like, whatever, you know? The minute that she popped the baby out her coochie, she was a whole different person, bro. Like, she was a fucking bitch. Like, she was just, like, you picture a stepmom, like a mean stepmom, and that was fucking her. You know, I didn't consider her my stepmom, but, like, still. And so, we were at her mom's house because that's where they lived. And so he scratched me or something like that, and I hit him. And then they've seen it. I think her mom seen it. Her mom didn't fucking like me either, because I was a daddy's girl, I'm telling y'all. Anytime me and my dad were hanging out, she would put the baby on my dad. And so she's seen it, and she told his baby mama. And then she's the baby mama now. They're not together, so she's baby mama. Mom and my dad now, my stepdad that raised me since I was 2 years old, that is my dad. He deserves that title. They come, and I'm crying, because, like, my dad hurt my feelings, bro. Like, what the fuck? And then, so we go home, and I remember, like, since my dad used to always cut me off and shit like that, I had a Justin Bieber poster. I was obsessed with Justin Bieber at this time. I had Justin Bieber poster, and I would always vent, and I would always talk about his fucking baby mama. Fuck you, baby. I'm like 7 years old. Oh shit, now me have food in my teeth. I'm like 7 years old, cussing at Justin Bieber. Like, the fuck? Cussing at my husband, because these people are pissing me off. Like, you took my fucking dad away from me. Girl, yes. Justin Bieber knows it all, babes. So they called my dad, because I was crying, right? Like, my mom and my dad couldn't calm me down at all. It took them hours for them to calm me down. So my dad, they had him on speakerphone, and he didn't know he was on speakerphone. Actually, he did. My mom told him, "You're on speaker. Why would you say?" Right? He fucking said, "She's a fucking liar. I never told her to do that to him." And this and that. And then I started crying even more, because I'm like, how are you calling me a fucking liar, bro? Like, I have never lied, ever. Like, even when I was little, I never lied. I cannot lie for shit. I just can't lie. And I was all like, bro, what the fuck? So that was like, okay, fuck you. So I cut him off. And also keep in mind that I was also getting bullied. I was bullied my whole entire life. Like, pre-K all the way till damn near fucking to this day. Between dealing with that and dealing with my dad, like, in the midst of us, like, just, like, separating, girl, that shit was so hard. Like, so I ended up in the hospital because I couldn't, or anything like that. I had to get fed with, like, liquids. It was just a mess. So I really like, I didn't even have hate towards him. Like, I didn't know. I was 7, but I knew, like, that was messed up. My dad didn't even call me when I was in the hospital, nothing like that. Fast forward, so then adding on to this. Now, this is the second big thing he did to me. It's calling me a liar, right? Well, putting me in the hospital, choosing his girlfriends over me, and then calling me a fucking liar. So then the next big thing why I was just like, ew, it was when I was in 8th grade. Fast forward to 8th grade, and I had like this little guy I was like, you know, like, not dating, but like, I mean dating, but like first little, you know. And anytime, like, my dad had me on Snapchat, and I would post like crazy. If he had me on Snapchat at 8th grade to like 2019, you know, I would post religiously on Snapchat, like crazy, right? I was the type of girl that my stories were long, okay? And I would post crazy stuff. The minute that I posted this guy that I was talking to, why did my dad sit here and always have something to say about him? Like, damn, my dad is down low. Because why are you beefing with your daughter? Like, he won't say shit about nothing else, but whenever I would post a guy, well, the guy I was talking to, oh my god, he has so much to say. Like, damn, like, you barely text me for my birthday, you barely text me for the holidays, but you're worried about the guy that I'm talking to. Like, what the fuck is your problem beefing with me for? Okay, mind that, that's laundry. But yeah, So then the main reason why I stopped talking to him, like for real, was because on my 15, he was late. And why was my dad late to his firstborn daughter's 15? Oh, because he had a girlfriend at the time and she didn't have a babysitter, so he had to watch her kids. He was late. Instead of bringing the fucking kids to my quinceañera, he was late until somebody went to go get the kids. And then at that, he went all like barred out, bro. Like he couldn't even stand up straight. I was just like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, no. So after that, I was just like, ew, I just can't deal with him. I told my mom, stop trying to like make us like have a relationship. Like, it's fuck him, and it's still fuck him to this day. Like, I forgave him and all that for myself, but I surely do not give a fuck about him at the fuck all. I don't know where he's at. He texted me. He sent me his bro. He sent me his unreleased music. I think it was a SoundCloud. He recently made a song. Oh yeah, he was like a little rapper back in the day, and he sent me his song. That shit was trash. Like, don't ever send that shit. On my birthday this year, he texted me down here whenever my birthday was over. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I know he be watching me too, and I really don't care. He's gonna be calling my phone and texting my phone like, "Who are you talking about me?" Da-da-da. Shut up. But look, I posted a TikTok like a year ago, and it was all like, whenever he thinks I'm gonna be like his mom, but I'm really my dad's daughter for real. Why he commented on my TikTok? You don't comment on nothing else, but you want to comment on that. Like, what is tea, babes? Like, what's wrong, girl? Let me know. Oh, also, I'm bringing this up too because me and Josiah did a podcast yesterday, and I feel like I'm gonna get canceled for like what I said, so I'm clearing my name right now before the podcast drops. I said in there that my dad called me one time, and he was all like, he broke into a house and they started like at him, and he called me in 9th grade. Keep in mind, like I said, I cut him off on my 15. Oh, that was in 9th grade. My 15 was in 9th grade. I'm overthinking it was in 8th grade. I cut him off, and then like a couple of weeks, it was actually before my 15. I want to say it was before my 15, yeah. And then he called me, and then he was all like, I just broke into this house, and they started, he's like, what would you do if I die? Keep in mind, I don't talk to him. And I was all like, what do you mean? What would I do if you died? In the podcast, I said that I brung that up, and I was all like, that honestly, like, if like something happens to him, sorry, no, I'm not laughing, trauma, you gotta laugh about it. I was all like, if something happens to him, like, honestly, like, if he, like, I wouldn't go to his funeral. But I think I said it like in an ugly way. You know, I don't edit the podcast, so I couldn't even see it. Josiah edits it. I think I said it in an ugly way. Josiah did correct me. He did say that I sounded ugly. Like, it sounded like I just wished like death on him. But no, that's not even what it was. I was just saying, like, how do you want me to go to your funeral if, like, I don't even know you? Like, you're literally a stranger to me. Like, I don't know you. If I go, like, it's gonna be so fake, bro. Like, all his family is fake. Like, it's gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for your loss. And it's like, what loss? Like, I don't even know him. You know, and they're just going to be all like, take a picture with him. Or something. Like, they do everything for the internet. So I'm pretty sure they're going to want to sit here and make me take a picture with my dad's casket or something. You know, like, they're just so for the net, you know? So, yeah. But, yeah, if you see the podcast, I did not even mean it like that. Of course, I don't wish on nobody. Like, that is crazy. But I'm just saying, like, how do you want me to care if I don't even know the person? Like, I wouldn't go, honestly, if something happened to him. And then I told Josiah, I was like, no, but I will feel bad. Yes, I will feel bad. I will feel bad. But, like, I told Josiah, you think that he cares if you're alive? Like, no, he hasn't talked to us. Or he hasn't called us in years. He was like, you're acting like him right now. And I'm like, no, like, it's just the truth. Like, he doesn't even, like, he don't even know, like, what we're doing. I'm pretty sure, I know how I said he's watching me, but, like, damn, like, I'm pretty sure if something was to happen to me, he wouldn't even know. You know? So it's like, how am I supposed to care for somebody like that? Like, I don't know. But he just puts so much trauma in me. And one thing about me is I really do, like, I don't hold grudges. Like, I've been, like, trying to, like, you know, forgive for myself. And I know I said that I did forgive him. And I did. But, like, it's just, like, it's years of trauma that I'm still trying to get over that I deal with to this day. You know? So it's just like, yeah, like, I forgave him for myself, but, like, I still have all that trauma behind me that he created for me. You know, like, my dad was my first heartbreak ever in life, you know? So, yeah, it hurts. But yeah, daddy issues.